now because you can worry about your hair, you can worry about the time. Like you can't get this time back. Like if do you want to spend this time being unhealthy? So either prioritize your health now, um, buy into living a healthier lifestyle now, or you're gonna be paying the money, those hospital bills later. Really, that's what it's about. So yeah, you can say you don't have the time, but you have time to do anything else. Sit up, watch Netflix, on your phone, doing stuff like that. Like it only takes 30 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be an hour, hour and a half. Like some activity is better than nothing. It don't have to be every day. It can be 30 minutes a day, and then you slowly start to increase that work time.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of that stuff is just excuses, really.
Right.
Like that's never got anybody anywhere.
And I What up, though, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another installment of Black Friday's podcast. Today, I have none other than Mr. Matthew McDaniel of McDaniel Muscle Academy. How you doing today, brother?
Doing good, man. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing. Sitting here in your wonderful space, the gym that you come in here and torture us in on a weekly basis. But I'm a client, so I come here and I get my workout on often. But could you tell the people a little bit more about yourself and your background?
My name is Matthew McDaniel, owner of McDaniel Muscle Academy. Been training for about 10 years. Went to school at Saginaw Valley State University. Got my bachelor's in exercise science. And once I got out of school, I got right to it.
And now you're a former athlete because you played football at Saginaw Valley. So a lot of people don't necessarily, athletes, I think when you reach the collegiate level, you don't always know exactly what the next step is. So how did you know immediately that you want to go in like the kines route and then physical fitness and things like that?
Well, when in college, I was like a journeyman. So I transferred schools, changed my major multiple times. So I went into hospitality management first, athletic training, I didn't like that. And then I figured out that I love working out, I love helping people. So I wanted to find something that I could do that didn't feel like work. And this is it, just found my niche and just stuck with it.
And were you good at science?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I got into like my actual major classes, my GPA was real high. The other classes, I wasn't taking school seriously at that point. I was just, having fun.
Of course.
And I realized I need to buckle down.
For sure. So now that we got a little bit more about your background, I'm gonna introduce you to my favorite part of Black Fridays, which is a segment I call Freestyle Fridays. And it's a random assortment of questions. They all about you, so you shouldn't get them wrong. And I just need you to answer everyone and answer honestly. That's it. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Do you remember the first time that you ever worked out in life?
No, I don't. I started at a young age, so I can't really say the first time. I can't remember a specific day that I worked out. Like I was just pretty active forever. I started playing sports when I was 8. Even leading up to that, I was active. My dad used to work out. He had me working out, so it was young, so probably too young to remember.
Okay, because I was thinking about that the other day about like how early do people start doing organized workouts in life, and it probably has something to do with sports. But even then, depending on how early, you're probably just running around, just doing random stuff. But it's keeping you healthy, but it's not like an organized, like, oh, I'm trying to tone my back or make my triceps bigger.
I feel like now you find kids working out a lot earlier because the benefits of it are proven. Back when we were younger, we weren't doing that for, working with a trainer. It was just, all right, you get some stuff at home, you live, you do some push-ups, sit-ups. Now I find kids are actually getting, they're trying to pay for it by their parents because they want them to be better at sports when that time comes. And you just start at like a baseline level, just body weight exercises, push-ups, sit-ups, resistance band stuff, and then when their body matures, then they can be introduced to actual weightlifting.
Gotcha. And of course, all about healthcare and physical fitness, but what is your like guilty pleasure when it comes to food? Like what's something that's hard for you to stay away from?
Sweets. I had a major sweet tooth, so that's pretty much it. Any ice cream, cake, cupcakes, cookies, stuff like that.
Okay. Where's your favorite place to travel?
Chicago. I love Chicago.
I don't spend enough time. Never spend enough time in Chicago, but I need to for sure.
Yeah, you do. It's a lot of good food. Nightlife is cool, but I love the food.
Okay.
We go there just to eat, really. Eat
For
drinks.
Not a bad time. If you could be one, I know you listen to a lot of rap and that hippity hop stuff. So if you could be one of those rapper folks that you listen to, which one would you trade places with for a day?
That's a good question.
I think I know the answer. We'll see if you say it.
J. Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's real low key, stay out the way, he make his money, but he ain't in the limelight, and I'm not really that type of person. I like to be in the limelight. So even though, the question is to be a rapper that I could be, it would still be somebody that kind of shares my same similarities as far as personality and, what they like.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer. And tell me about one of the most interesting or embarrassing things that ever happened to you or somebody in the gym while you were there.
Most interesting.
I know, like last week I failed, but thank God ain't nobody see that.
But you feel gracefully.
I did, absolutely.
So I don't even, that wasn't really bad.
A lesser person wouldn't have failed the way that I failed.
No, you're right. I've seen people fall a lot, but when I first started training, I was training older people, and they don't care when they working out. I had a lady doing sit-ups, and she just cutting it loose. She was cutting it loose, and she didn't say nothing. She didn't apologize. I act like I didn't hear it or smell it, and she just kept on. She kept going. So I've had that happen multiple times, even to this day, and I just be like, all right. For real.
How old was she?
She was probably in her 70s.
Oh,
So she was older, yeah. She was older.
I wouldn't care at that point either.
No, she don't care. They don't care when they get old. They don't care what they say or do. So
This is true.
yeah, so she just did that, and I just took a step back and then let her continue to do what she was doing.
For sure.
Now, if somebody does it and I hear it, I just turn the music up. So if it happens again, nobody else hears it.
But the smell not gonna go away.
Yeah, but I'll just hold my breath.
Fair enough. Well, shout out to you and shout out to them. I hope that they doing well in life nowadays. And congratulations, you successfully passed Freestyle Friday. So thank you for engaging in my shenanigans. So back to more about your background and your journey. So I know that during the pandemic is when you opened up your physical gym. Is that right?
Yeah.
So what was that like, especially during that time frame where everybody's probably doing virtual training?
Well, you know what? I wasn't even thinking about having a gym. So when the pandemic first started, I was working at another gym and the work closed up. So this is my income. This is how I get my money. This is what I do. So I had to basically pivot and start doing online training. I never wanted to do that, but I had to do it and did that for a while. And then when things started relaxing a little bit as far as guidelines and stuff, and the world started opening up, people started going to gyms, and then I started training people in person in my garage. And I got ready to move from where I was living, and there wasn't no more traffic out the garage. So it was either lose money because I have people that love working out in person, and I have to tell them that they have to go back to training online. And they are training in person because they don't like going online. So either I lose money or I figure it out. And my wife, she started looking at buildings and she found a spot. Looked at it. We met with the commercial realtor probably 2 days later after she found it, and we opened up. Probably 2 months later, we had to do all the demolition in here. So we had to tear down walls, put down carpet, pull up carpet. We did everything. This was a learning center at first, so it was classrooms, it was all type of stuff in here that it didn't look anything like this. So yeah, we had to do all that work, and then once we got it done, we opened up.
And then what was it like to actually start filling the space with your equipment and getting people in here and actually working out and signing up and having people back in person in your own space?
Well, when I was training out of my garage, I had some of this stuff, so it wasn't too much of an adjustment. I just had to get another squat rack, some more dumbbells, and a couple more pieces of equipment, but it wasn't too much of an adjustment. And as far as clientele, I already had people lined up that had been wanting to train in person, even when I was training out of the garage. Because then I wasn't training more than 2 people at a time, and it was mostly people who knew each other and felt comfortable being around each other in light of COVID going on. So it was really just opened up, and they started lining up. So it was a blessing. I didn't have to solicit really. Like, people wanted to train, so once I opened up, I really had it booked up already.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed is that as far as the people that you train, a lot of them have been with you for a while. Like, even when you were working for one of those, I don't know what to call them, like franchise gyms, and they stuck with you up until this point. Can you talk about like how important it is for you to build community and build those type of relationships, and then also what your community or what type of vibes you try to create in this space for your people that's in here?
All right, so I learned a long time ago when I first started training from my mentor that if you do right by people, they're gonna stick with you. So it's not all about the money, because ultimately I didn't get in this because of the money. Like, I like helping people. I originally wanted to help. I want to be a strength and conditioning coach, and once I started working with the general population, I realized how real obesity is. Then it's like I want to stick with that because people need that. They don't know what they don't know. You know what I mean? So if I can help people reach their goals, then ultimately that's what I want to stick with. So when I started training people, I wasn't looking at the money. I wasn't caring about that, because if you do right by people, the money's gonna come anyway. So they find value in your services and they're gonna pay. So I just treat people right. I would say that's my biggest thing. I've had clients for 6-7 years, and I don't see them leaving unless they fall upon hard times financially. But you kind of build a community like a family then. People, they like you, they love what you offer, and they stick around. They tell their friends about you, their parents, their family about you, and it's just really word of mouth. So social media has never been like my big go-to for marketing. It's just really word of mouth. Yeah, so I just try to keep that foundation of treat people right and providing a environment where people can come and let go of all their insecurities and just learn. McDaniel Muscle Academy. So my purpose is to help people learn, and even if they're not training with me, they left me and they learned some stuff and they can do it on their own. So
most definitely. And a lot of the people that you have here, at least when I come in and I work out, they're nice, they're friendly people. We all talk about a bunch of different things. Is that just so happen, or is that intentional in terms of the people that you choose to work with? Because I know you don't work with any and everybody. So is that intentional, or is that just kind of, the type of people that you attract?
I think it's the type of people I attract. So I haven't really had to turn down many people since I've been training, especially on my own. Like, there was a time when I first started training, I had to train anybody. I had to build my business, but I can be selective about who I train. But luckily, I don't have to be, because it's just always been a good fit. And I think people, they pick a trainer based on the type of vibe that they provide. And if they don't like your vibe, they're not gonna stick with you. Like, they may sign up for a month, train, see how it is, and if they don't like it, they'll go elsewhere. But I mean, apparently they like it. So,
right.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that, because I think I told you before, I do web design. So working with, similar to you, had to build up my clientele. So pretty much anybody, I work with you to start to build that portfolio. But then, definitely learned the hard way on a few accounts that I work with that every dollar is not a good dollar. And I've given money back before, like, listen, we don't need to move any further with this project because this is just not a good nor healthy relationship. So I definitely feel that.
Good money.
Not at all. So as far as so you had talked about wanting to be able to help people with obesity and then other health problems that they may have. just in general, making sure that people are living a healthier lifestyle. Do you have any thoughts on kind of, so I know in my particular situation, being overweight and kind of that journey, like usually you go to the doctor's office and 9 times out of 10, I've seen them tell like my grandparents this and stuff at the doctor's office. Like, yeah, I need you to lose weight. You got high blood pressure, you got whatever. Like, yeah, lose weight or whatever. Start working out. But like, that's very just like bare, like no information, no strategy behind it, no nutrition behind it or anything like that. How are you helping to kind of combat against stuff like that? Because yeah, you go to the doctor and they say, yeah, they just want to pump you over pills, but they're not telling you how can you actually really live a healthier lifestyle if you start to do a better diet or work out. So what are some things that you're doing for people to help them in that space?
I think just it goes back to just teaching people about different types of food and what they should eat and what they shouldn't eat. How important just daily activity is. So most people they work sedentary jobs, so they're sitting down most of the day. They may come to the gym for a little bit, but that's the gist of their activity. But you can't lose weight if you're not active enough. Like it's really calories in versus calories out. Like you have to burn more calories than you consume in a day to lose weight. So if you're sedentary, your chances are going to be a lot harder to lose weight. Even if you are eating healthy, like you have to be more active. So that's one, just getting people in here working out. I feel like that's the once people get used to working out, that's the easy part. Like they get accustomed to it, it becomes a habit, it becomes a part of their lifestyle. But then the diet is the next portion. That's typically the hardest part. So just getting people to understand that regardless of what the media pushes as far as starving yourself, like that's not how you do that.
Right.
You have to consume calories in order to burn calories. That's how your metabolism works. So
right.
Getting people to understand that you have to eat. Like you have to eat food in order to burn calories. And I think that's where people are lacking. And once they understand that, then it helps a lot. They see their numbers come down on a scale. They become healthier. Like you have to eat in order to burn calories. Like that's simple.
And eat the right stuff, not like a Baconator a day.
No, not at all. Because I mean, like I said, it's
in
calories.
Moderation, yeah.
It's calories in versus calories out. So you can lose weight if you're eating the right amount of calories, eating garbage like that. But what is it doing to the inside of your body? You can look healthy on the outside, but just
yeah, inside.
Yeah, or horrible. You can be skinny, you can be thin, lean, you can look great, but have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all that stuff. So that is something that people really want to pay attention to, because at the end of the day, you want a better quality of life.
Of course.
So just teaching people about the right foods to eat, having a healthier relationship with food. So like, yeah, you can cut out the bad stuff, but sometimes you still want to treat yourself. Like if too much of anything is bad for you.
Yeah.
So if you eat healthy most of the time, 80% of the time, that 20% of the time, you can still treat yourself. But you have to get to the point where you have the self-control to eat that stuff in moderation. And to start off, most people don't have that.
Right.
So just teaching them that at some point you need to know what you're putting in your body. You need to kind of stay away from that stuff, and then you can introduce that stuff back in.
Do you have any advice for people who may be like apprehensive about working out for whatever reasons? Like I know some people, let's say it could be they might be hesitant because they feel like they're not giving themselves the time to do it, or some people, like I know some women be like, yeah, because I have a certain hairstyle, I'm not going to work out. Like just any people who have those type of like, or put those limitations on themselves to work out. Do you have any advice that you like might have gave to clients in the past to get them like, okay, let's get this thing done?
It's pretty simple. So my biggest thing is you have to prioritize your health now, because you can worry about your hair, you can worry about the time, like you can't get this time back. Like do you want to spend this time being unhealthy? So either prioritize your health now, buy into living a healthier lifestyle now, or you're gonna be paying the money, those hospital bills later. Really, that's what it's about. So yeah, you can say you don't have the time, but you have time to do anything else. Sit up, watch Netflix, on your phone, doing stuff like that. Like it only takes 30 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be an hour, hour and a half. Like some activity is better than nothing. It don't have to be every day. It can be 30 minutes a day. And then you slowly start to increase that work time. But I feel like a lot of that stuff is just excuses, really.
Right.
That's never got anybody anywhere.
And that's part of your rules that you enforce when people come to your gym. Could you let us know a little bit about some of those and what's your non-negotiables when people sign up to work out at MMA?
Non-negotiables are can't use the word can. I hate that. Like you put limitations on yourself before you even try to do stuff. If I have somebody, if I tell them an exercise to do, it may look difficult to them, but if they've never tried it, the first thing they say is, I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can. It may take longer for you to get used to it, but you can do it. So that's a non-negotiable. Another non-negotiable is if they're feeling sick, don't come to the gym. Like I feel like that should be
especially nowadays.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Even before COVID, like that should have been something that was practiced.
That's why we ended up in COVID. That's not what people practice.
Yeah. Pushing yourself without being asked to do so. But some people have never worked out, so they don't even know how hard they can push themselves because they put limitations on themselves. So mentally, they break down a lot sooner than their body does. So I can tell them, they have 20 reps. They get to 15, they want to quit.
Yeah.
But you have those 5 extra reps left, but you mentally just broke down. So just getting them mentally strong, because most people are mentally weak.
Yeah.
Once they get past that point, then they realize how hard they can really push and how far they can go in their workouts.
Like me, I can squat 800, but I really probably can do 805.
But put a limitation on
but I put a limitation on myself, obviously.
Yeah. I would say, what else? Just talking too much. Like, I understand, like we talked about, it's a community. People enjoy being here. They build those relationships, but at the end of the day, you came here to work out. So, yes, you can talk a little bit. You might want to hold that before the workout or after the workout, but while you're here, all I need is an hour of hard work. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to waste your time talking because that's the time that you should be working on anyway. So that's a big thing, just staying on task. I try to enforce that as much as possible, but at the end of the day, like some people work at home. Mm-hmm. They work at home, they don't have any interaction with people outside of home. So you don't want to take that away from them.
Right.
I don't want to lose clients because I'm a stickler and I don't want them to be social whatsoever.
Shut up and do the push-up.
If that's the case, they might as well work out online because then they don't have to worry about being around people.
Right.
Yeah, so I try to find that fine line between pushing them and having them stay on task, but still letting them be social to a certain extent. What else? Just not having their stuff all around the gym. Use the cubbies so that it can still be organized. Showing up on time. That's the biggest non-negotiable. Like, I've always been like that my whole life. So I think it was just how I was raised, just being on time.
Tell them what happens when people don't show up on time.
Oh, they got burpees. Okay. So for every minute they're late, they have 10 burpees. Mm-hmm. If they don't let me know ahead of time. So it doesn't take much to text like, I'm running a couple minutes behind. Right. But I don't want you to be somebody that's habitually late. And you take advantage of that rule just because I say if you let me know, then you don't have to do burpees. So if you work out 5 days a week and 4 of those days you're like, I'm running behind. I need the burpees at some point. So that's probably my biggest non-negotiable, just being on time, because people, I feel like they just don't plan it. They don't plan ahead. Mm-hmm. If you have to be here, you have to factor in travel time, the possibility of something happening in traffic, you get stuck in traffic, like you should plan ahead for that.
Right.
I don't think that's too much to ask. Do you?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm like you when it comes to time and punctuality, but I try to offer grace, but only do a 5-minute grace. Just with anything. If it's a meeting, if it's anything, then I'm like, all right, we're not doing this, so we need to reschedule. Like that's just be personal.
That's how I was in college. You know how the professor say, what was it? What was the rule? For a doctorate, did they get 15 minutes?
What, the
professor, like if they didn't show up late?
Oh, yeah.
And what was it for a regular teacher or a regular professor?
So at Michigan, they called it Michigan time. So everybody got 10 minutes before class started. Okay. Some professors take straight up, like I'm starting at 8 o'clock. Like I don't care about none of that. But yeah, everybody got Michigan time before you were considered not there or late. So yeah, if I had a teacher or a professor and they was 10 minutes late, they weren't there, we sitting outside of the classroom, I'm out. Yeah. It could be class started at 8 a.m. It's 8:09, I'm already walking. So I'm definitely not going to, allow that with clients. Right. I didn't allow that with a professor and I was paying to go to school. Exactly. So do you have any tips for those who may not have a personal trainer right now or not consistently working out, like how they can be more mobile or more active in their daily life to kind of like build up to possibly personal training or going to the gym more often?
I would say the biggest thing is just walk more. Find a treadmill. They have cheap treadmills you can get online on Amazon. Like I have one that's it's like $300. Just walk. My rule of thumb is try to get 10,000 steps a day. Like I said, the more active you are, the more calories you'll burn. So that's the biggest thing, just being more active. It works your cardiovascular health. Like that's something that people have to be mindful of. Another thing is find somebody that's knowledgeable about exercise, pick their brain. You can set up a consultation with a trainer and they can tell you certain YouTube pages, certain books, certain websites to go to so that you can find some good workouts and not actually have to do personal training. So some trainers charge $20, $25 for a consultation. Do a consultation and get those resources that you may use until you're ready to sign up for personal training or online training. So it's not really that hard. Like you just have to, people find everything else they want to know out. Like if they need to go on Yelp and find reviews for a restaurant,
Right.
they do that. They know how to get on the internet for that. So just do the same thing with your health and your wellness. Find somebody that's knowledgeable, pick their brain, learn some things, and then implement it. And then if you get to the point where you feel like, oh, I'm ready for that next step, then you can reach out to somebody and maybe set up some time to see about personal training.
And would you give the same or similar advice for somebody trying to, let's say they're at the step and they want to get a personal trainer? Like what advice would you give for them to find one that's going to be good for you?
Reach out to somebody. Like social media is big, so everybody has Instagram and Facebook, whatever the case is. Look around. You don't have to sign up for the first person that you see. Watch their page, see how they train, see the clientele. Maybe they do spotlights about different clientele where they show before and after pictures, they show stuff like that. So see if their work is something that you feel like is good work, something that may help you, or something that you're interested in. You can reach out to them, see if they do any complimentary session just to see if it's a good fit, or a drop-in fee, just to see if it's a good fit. You might want to see how much that is first. You come in, do a session, see how you vibe with them, because all trainers aren't for everybody,
right.
Or all clients aren't for every trainer. So
right.
See if you guys vibe, see if the environment is something that you like, and then if that is the case, then you can go for it and see how, if they offer any packages or whatever the case is about training.
Yeah, and I was able to, I got recommended to you, but I did the drop in first to see the workout was, make sure, I was getting heavy enough weights in here, and luckily it worked out. So now I'm squatting 1,000, no, easy.
I'm trying to catch up to you.
Yeah. Well, but no, I think that was super helpful for me. Definitely, like you said, if you can go and get more information from them first, and then if you can drop in, you can understand their style, personality, things like that, things that's going to work for you is definitely huge and beneficial. And then I wanted to see if you had any tips for those. So we're just starting the new year, 2023, or early enough in the year for people, who might have certain body goals or trying to get right for the summer when the weather break. What can they start doing now to get prepared for that time frame when they really want to, flex and show their gains?
Just be consistent. Like I feel like some people burn out because if they're new to working out, they try to go super hard. They set these huge goals. Oh, I want to lose 30 pounds in a month. Like, come on now. The healthy weight loss for somebody is 2.2 pounds a week.
Mm-hmm.
So, setting a goal that's attainable first, and then just being consistent. So you don't want perfection. Like, don't put that on yourself. Just show up. Every workout is not going to be your best workout. Just show up. You know what I mean? Pick a few days a week to work out so that you can keep that consistency. Because, like I said, people burn out. They want to go 7 days a week, not knowing that your body needs recovery. Like your body does most. You get the most benefits when you recover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you tear your muscles down when you're working out, but when you sleep, when you consume the right foods, enough protein, all that stuff, that's when you see the results. So just knowing that you have to set days that work for you, a certain amount of days that work for you, so that you can stick with it. Because if you go 7 days a week, 1 week, and then you go 1 day the next week, like that's not consistent at all. So maybe start light, 3 days a week, and then once your body gets used to that, you build up that habit, you feel like you want to increase that, then go up, then bump it up to maybe 4 days a week. So just being consistent, setting up that time to do a consultation with a trainer or a registered dietitian or nutritionist to learn about what you should eat and what works for your body, because everybody can't eat the same. Like everybody has different activity levels, everybody has different food sensitivities that, foods don't work for them because it causes them to bloat or they have some GI issues. So don't just think that one meal plan that was prescribed to your friends will work for you. Or these fad diets you see online.
Right.
What's that? The Lori Harvey diet.
That's the thing?
Yeah. Lori Harvey diet, workout plan, all that foolishness.
Wow.
Okay. Like it worked for her.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna work for the average person.
Completely, yeah. You probably got completely different
Or
body
the
type.
Beyonce diet, all that stuff. Like, find what works for you, stick with that. Know that perfection isn't gonna happen. Like you're gonna fall off, but just have more good days than bad days.
Right.
And just understand, like, reaching your goals take time. Like you didn't gain weight overnight, so you're not gonna lose it overnight. It's a lot easier to gain weight than it is to lose weight. You're gonna gain weight faster than you're gonna lose weight. So just know that, okay, 1 week you lost a half a pound. That's better than staying the same or going up. And don't get discouraged. Like know that you're taking the proper steps to reach that goal, continue to do it. Reassess every once in a while to see, okay, where am I faltering at? Where do I need to, pick it up? Do I need to reach out to somebody because I'm stagnant right now? Or just to learn why I'm stagnant and then implement what they taught you and continue to do the work. I think that's the biggest thing. Just consistency, patience, and just pushing yourself and staying active.
For sure. And what would you say is next for you and McDaniel Muscle Academy? What's if you got to look at your crystal ball, what's next?
Man, you know what? I don't even look that far ahead. I just live in the now, honestly. I love what I'm doing. I love my clientele. I love the progress that my business has made within the last year and a half that we've had like an actual facility. And I'm just enjoying that. I want to reach as many people as possible. I'm always taking new clients online and in person. So just continue to help people. Stay prayerful. Like if God has something for me bigger, then that's fine. But if not, then I'm content right now.
And then where can the good people find you if they're interested in doing the consultation, working out with you, doing the drop-in? You got some merch that you just released. If they want to get some merch, how can they get in touch with you?
They can reach out to my, or find me on Instagram, MMAFit_. I have a Linktree website that has my actual website for my clientele stories, my before and after picture, testimonials, all that stuff, my pricing for online training, and then it has a merch store there, so you can find hoodies, beanies, trucker hats, all that type of stuff.
Dope.
I got a Facebook, Matthew McDaniel. You can find me on there too as well. I'm more active on Instagram.
Yeah, I was gonna say Instagram. He had me on there looking crazy a couple of times, but it's all good because I'm getting these gains, so that's all that matters at the end of the day. So yeah, I appreciate you being on the podcast today, sharing your story with us, giving us some insights as to how we can live an overall healthier lifestyle, and then how people can potentially do that at McDaniel Muscle Academy as well. And better late than never. Congratulations on the brick and mortar, the space, where you are with the business, where you are in life, and look forward to continuing to see how the journey pans out as coming here and just only get stronger. Because I plan on looking like Dwayne Johnson in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So
what's Dwayne Johnson now?
Current.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you could have been when he first came out in WWE.
The chubby Dwayne Johnson.
You want the ball Dwayne Johnson with all the
exactly.
tech. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I appreciate you for having me, man. I had a good time. First time doing this, so I'll be interested to see how it turned out.
For sure. And everybody watching and listening, thank you once again, and we'll tap in with you soon. Peace.